Hello, welcome back. So this is the last one of our journal monthly for March. Since you were here, I've done a little bit of sort of decorating of my pages. This half page, I just put some coffee dyed paper on the back, some aged tape and a photograph. I made a little pocket from some of the printed pages and I put a little bit of napkin on for decoration. And I also made this little flip over notebook. So I used some ink to decorate that and I just tore up some old ledger pages. I put a grommet in and some string and then I just literally hooked it over the page like that, so it's, you know, removable. It adds interesting height here behind that tag and gives even more writing space. So I want to do a similar sort of thing today with you. Let's have a little look. So here, but anybody that's never done it before, if you want to get down some napkin, I'm going to go for the bottom of this one. So fold it flat. I'm going to get right on that corner. So the best thing is to tear rather than cut. The edge becomes much easier invisible when you tear. Okay. And that is going to go down there like that, just to add some decoration to the page. But we're going to do that last because once it's wet with glue, I'm not going to be able to shut it up. So I'll just poke it out the bottom and we will come back to that before we finish, okay? But what I'd also like to do is a bit of like just an interesting tag type tuck page thing. I don't quite know what to call it. What I'm hoping to do is create basically on your file folder, I want to create this so that we've got a tuck spot that's pretty on the front. I don't want to cut up a whole file folder. So I'm going to try and do it with this card. It's, I don't know what colour is it. It's just like a cream coloured card. Goodness me, Claire, where are your words today? So I'm just going to rub out these pencil lines that are on here. And I'm going to try and create that. I need to move all these because you can't really see what I'm doing, can you? Okay, I'm going to create a tab. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to, what is that, about ½ an inch, something like that. I'm going to draw a pencil line down there. Okay, I'm going to come up, well, let's measure it for you, about 2½ inches. So 2½ inches, pull that off, and I'm going to do a little line there. Okay, so what we need to do is take your scissors or a scalpel, and I've got Stanley, so I'm going to line Stanley up, put my blade in on that cross line and cut down. Okay, so now I've got this. Then if we just take our scissors and we pinch across there, we've now got our tab. Now the one that I showed you is obviously rounded, so if you've got a corner rounder, you will be able to round this one, but you won't be able to round that one because you can't you can't get it in there. Okay, so if you find something round, I mean, I've got this tube, and I'm just going to put a little pencil line like that. Okay, and then if I just take my scissors, I can just trim. Oh, I didn't do that very well, but I can just trim that into a circle like that. It's almost the same, yeah. And then I can rub out my line. There you go, just like that. Now what I need to do is measure it to make sure it's going to fit on my page. Now obviously that would fit on a normal big journal, but because we're working on a small one, where do we want it? And when do we want it? We want it now, sorry. So we'll go there. There's the edge of my page. So if I just do a little mark there, and there's the top of my page, so I'll come down about there, and then I'll just do the other side as well. All right, so we'll trim across here. Don't need to draw a line, just take my blade. That's got rid of that bit, and then we want to trim up there. And there we've got our file folder type tuck. Okay, so we've got that. Now what I want to do is get it decorated. So I'm going to take my messy mat, and you will have seen me do this quite a lot recently, I would have thought. I need to find a brush, and I've got 3 ink pads. I've got Distress Oxide in Mahogany, Fired Brick in the Oxide, and then I've got Worn Lipstick in the ink. And I'm just going to start and do a mottled background. If you've been to my Ko-fi site, you will have seen that these mottled pages are part of a freebie. So if you haven't got a good collection of inks, then you can jump over and grab what's already been done for you. They are free. There's a little extra in there for my monthly supporters, and then there is another extra that includes a video for the challenge fans. So it's up to you, but you can get the mottled tags absolutely free. You just need to go over there and download it. It does ask you to fill in the monetary box, but you can fill it in with zeros. That's fine, there is no charge. Okay, so I've got it mottled. You can add water splats, and because it's oxide ink, it will affect the pattern. You can see the water on it, and you can probably see that it is starting to take effect already. And then all you need to do is find a tissue, or, and of course I haven't got one, have I? Let's see if I've got a napkin back that I could use. Here we go. You need a tissue or a napkin back or whatever, and just dab it, and you'll see the water takes off a certain amount of the ink, look, and leaves it with that lovely mottled effect. It's not new, loads of people have done it before, lots of times. I'm then gonna overlay my stencil just for even further added interest. And I'm using the mahogany for this. And I'm just going to create a really nice background. I'm thinking of starting a new series, Lost and Found, mainly because I was having a sort out in my craft area the other day and I came across things that I totally forgotten I had. Now that's really bad. That means, you know, that we've spent money and we're not getting any benefit from it. So, and one of those things was actually this stencil. I'd totally forgotten I had it. So there you go, you've got that multi-layer effect going on there. And now I'm going to add to it even further because I've got this beautiful stamp from All and Create of this poppy, and obviously because of the subject of the entire journal, I mean it's all about, sorry the noise, I'll get it out. Oh my goodness me. There we go. Okay, I mean the whole thing is poppies, isn't it? So I'm going to use this poppy stencil, not stencil, stamp. We've already used the stencil. I'm going over it with black cherry stays on to keep, you know, the colour. And then I'm just going to get the ink on. Right. So, I don't know why, but I always feel the need to turn it on its side. And then we're just going to let that settle into our card. Cover this up and put it away. And then if we pick that up, we've then got this beautiful tuck spot. Okay, there we go. And then I thought what would be interesting is, because this decoupage paper, this is Tim Holtz, I've got a bit off there in the middle. Is that a piece we want to use? That's the bit I want to use, that bit there. So, because this, again, dries clear, I'm just going to pop that on there like that. I do want to tear, again, like the napkin, it really helps. I've lost my tear ruler gone. Oh, for goodness sake. Just had it on my desk. I bet you can see it. Can you see it? If you can see it, shout. Okay, well, we'll have to use this really big one that I never usually use because I think it's too big. But, no, so I can't use that one. I just want to get rid of this straight line is what I'm doing, because like the napkin, it just melds in better if there's no, what's the word I'm looking for here? Straight edge, you know, if you've got a uneven, worn edge, somehow it just disappears into the background better. There we go. So, we get rid of all that. We're going to pop this on there like that. I have got some of this decoupage medium. This is just Hobbycraft if you're in the UK. This is what we used on the napkin on that builder's cloth when we did the cover. and obviously didn't wash this out very well because it's quite stiff. So if you've not used this paper before, I find the easiest way is to get glue underneath, get it where you want it, and then, sorry about my bracelet, get glue on top as well. And there you see that white paper just completely disappears. You see that? Now, just going to spread the glue round up that side, purely because I'd gone over with this and I just didn't want it to look like a spillage, if you know what I mean. There you go. So we set that to one side to dry, and we'll leave our paintbrush local because we are going to want to put down our napkin. Actually, if we put down our napkin now, we could leave it open drying, couldn't we? That makes sense, Claire. So I'm going to move this mat because it's got glue on it now. There's the page we wanted to go for. So exactly the same again. If you just put a little bit of glue where you're going to put it, like that, line it up and pop it down, and your background will fade away and you've just got prettiness on the page. Now I'm just going to put this bit of paper under there because I don't obviously want it sticking to the page underneath. There you go. And then when it's dry, I'll just trim off those odd little bits that are on the side there. So we've got our decorated page. Stick my paintbrush in my bin. We've got our decorated page. We've got our tag or our tuck that's going to go onto another page. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper, this side I think, still don't know where the tear ruler is it up here? No, it's most bizarre. Anyway, stop worrying about it, Claire. We're going to see, it just gives you a much bigger tear line. And then we're going to about there. And I want to build up again another tuck spot. So I'm going to use some old book page. Oops. Jingle alert behind me. I've got this old solicitor's book, and this is 1870. I'm sorry if Boo starts barking. There's a bit of noise going on out in the street. Okay, so we're going to give this a bit of a tear. Okay, we'll tear across the top as well, just for interest, and across the bottom there. So that's going to sit straight edge to straight edge like that. I'm now going to pull out this paper again. I don't want that one, that's writing. I mean, it's all writing, but I want that one with the big wasp bee, whatever it is. So I'm going to tear down here like that. you haven't got this paper, then obviously you can use a napkin. Napkin would work just as well. So we come across here, because it's this washable bee that I want, and across here, just so we've got all the rough edges. And we'll see the paper, the printed text paper below when it's done. So I'm going to glue this down. So how are you all? As much as I love doing these monthly journals and adding to it week on week, I do love the very last one, because now we're going into a fresh new project next week, because we're doing April. I'm going to try and get some spring elements into April, and as always it will be a totally different style journal to the ones we've already done. Just need to tear down here because that's still a straight line. Okay, and that's going to sit off centre a bit there, so we need some more of our glue. And just a bit roughly where it's going to be. We're going to put it there, like that, and then we're just going to get that glued down so it becomes translucent and we start to see what's underneath. And I've put glue all over my desk. What kind of numpty am I? Right, fortunately I have this bit of serviette, or back of a napkin, whatever. Okay, so that's that. And then I wanted to add one of the photographs that we had in our stuff. Where's it gone? I know I had photographs on my desk. Obviously moved them. So we've got this one of this lady. So I'm just going to trim her down. And make it a bit shorter. We don't need all that pavement in front. And I'm going to put this just on there. And because we've put that glue on top of the paper, that's going to stick down on its own already. So there's our second one. This is dry enough now that I can trim it. Now you can do this if you want to with sandpaper. You see a lot of people sanding when they've stuck these kinds of things down. I can't find my sandpaper, so I'm currently using scissors, and then just bend over any edge bits that are there. Okay, so we've got those two and we've got our page, and then I've got this piece of the paper left, so I'm just going to turn over the top. I'm going to get a bit of glue on the top there. If I can get any glue to come out of my bottle, and I'm going to glue the whole of the top down, just because it will give us a nice stronger edge. Okay, going to bring my book back and see how we're doing with the wet page. Yep, not bad. Still a little bit wet. I wouldn't want to really put anything directly on top of it, like close it, because then it would stick. So then on this one, I'm going to pop this one. So again, we're just going to, I feel like this needs filling up. We're going to put glue all the way down this edge and across the bottom, and that's going to give us a nice interesting tuck spot. Okay, so that gives us a tuck spot, yeah, from the top there. We need it obviously just to dry up. We've got that interesting page, and then we've got this tuck spot, which I'm going to put on this page here. So I'm going to glue down this edge, across the bottom, and there we have our other tuck spot. That glue's still a little bit sticky. So there you go. She's finished. I'm not going to close her up properly because obviously she's got a number of gluey wet pages, but we did tuck spot 1 with layers, we did a decorated page, and then we did this file folder style tuck spot there. I hope you've enjoyed doing the March journal. Even if you've not made one, you've just crafted on something else while you watched me put it together. We haven't yet made our pad, and we are about to close off. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to fold this like that. I'm going to measure to make sure it's going to fit inside there. And then all you would do is you'll put your back page through. There you go. There's your little writing pad. And obviously you can put as many pages as you want in there. I've just put that one. If that bothered you, that that's flapping, do it the other way round. Put the small one at the back and the tall one at the front, and the weight of the front one will hold it down. There you are. So as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll be back next Friday with a whole new journal for April. Ta-ta for now.